hit the music. No. Hello, everybody. Give me a few seconds to get caught up here. I need somebody to make a quick comment so I can make sure the comments are working. I spent a little bit of time on comments today, so we'll get started here in just a minute. I just want to make sure comments are working. Oh, my light went out. I was wondering why I was dark. These two batteries are not good. No comments yet? Oh, wait a minute. I got to turn them on. On. Yes. Let's select election results. Yes. Let's turn it on Facebook. All right, now let's hope the comments, oh my goodness, it's all going to work. We're going to send that. I'm going to hit comment. I'm here. Thank you. I'm so glad I worked on this comment thing today and glad to have it here. So, okay, we can go ahead and get started. Again, this is going to be really informal. Love to have all your comments. You see the numbers early. Actually, that number is not right on that 0. I was working on it earlier, so this is actually a 0. I kind of explain. The early votes that you see here, the total votes, right now, the yes has 56 votes and the no's have 25 votes. These are the people who went to the election board on, that would have been Thursday and Friday for early voting. And so those are the early votes. These are not the numbers for Tuesday results. So what happened, the polls are closed, they closed at 7 o'clock if anybody was in line, if there was line. I've heard there was not very many lines today as expected, but if anyone wasn't in line, they are legally get to vote. And so the people, the folks at each site will grab the ballots, will grab the votes and take them to the election board office. They'll put that information into the system and then we'll relay that information here as we go on through the night. There are 10 precincts, 10 total. I know your screen shows 9, but there's actually 10 precincts within the city limits of Guthrie. However, the Seward Road Baptist Church precinct did not have any registered voters in that area, so that's why there are 9 total precincts there. Harmony Community Church is one, Lakeview Baptist Church, Guthrie Housing Authority, Guthrie Christian Church, Hispanic Baptist Church, Generations Church, Noble Avenue Baptist Church, First Christian Church, and First Assembly of God Church. So we appreciate all those churches hosting these elections as they open up their doors and allow the vote to take place. I can tell you, before there were 22 precincts total in Logan County. Obviously, 12 precincts are not in the city limits, but with the new redistricting, with the census, you know, we got new county commissioner lines, new Senate lines, new House representative lines. That also takes into the voting area as well. So Logan County will be going from 22 precincts to 30 precincts. And so that tells you, kind of backs up the information that Logan County is the 3rd fastest growing county in Oklahoma. Logan County will have 8 new precincts coming up in the June election. So we will be awaiting the numbers coming in so we can just have a nice casual back and forth until those numbers, until we see more numbers. Of course, there's elections all across the state for school boards across the state. I know the one in Edmond will be interesting to watch. They have 2 over there. But just really one here in Guthrie, and that is the lodging tax. And of course, you've probably seen the article on Guthrie News page. We've had a couple forums on here as well. Social media has gone back and forth on that as well. But hopefully everyone was informed. Hopefully, I was talking to some of the election board folks, and there were some people who went into the precinct thinking they were getting ready to vote, but were turning away because they didn't live inside the city limits. So a lot of people learned today that they actually don't live technically in the boundaries of the city limits, and were unable to vote. So. I'm guessing the audio's working and the picture's working. Okay. No one's commenting, so I just wanted to make sure. See, why am I not getting these on Facebook? Okay, I'm trying to figure out, am I just getting some of the comments? Let me make sure they're all on. I was like, no one's commenting when this is a good time usually where we comment. Yeah, it only shows 4 comments. Is it? Got a bunch there, that's just some of them. Oh, just 2 comments?
Well, on YouTube, like live chat, like click it here, it doesn't pop up, it's not right. Usually it's down below.
Oh, it's live because it's here. Yeah. Voice is modulating a little bit, okay? We can definitely, it looks good on the meter, but I can definitely turn that down. Okay, see, I see Brittany's comment getting ready to pop up there. All right, I see. I'm just making sure the comments are working. Phil, I see Phil is producing tonight. Phil's in the producing the show tonight in the background. Okay, so I see Phil Nicholas says yes, sir. Ryan Cotting comments. Ryan Cotting, I'm in the corner. Okay, that's your comment there. Did Ryan? Okay, so I didn't see Ryan's original.
You blocked him.
Oh, is he blocked? Okay. I see Greg is on YouTube. Voice is overmodulating a little. Greg, I lowered it down a little bit. Is that better? It does look like it's a little hot, but turn it down there. You're not missing any numbers. I'm on that, I promise. So as soon as numbers come in, we'll get it here. I got this nice little graphic, and that will simple. No, yes. Again, those are the early voting on Thursday and Friday. I got to tell you, 56 and 25, that's 61, 81 people voted ahead of time. That's actually a pretty good sized vote. Greg says yes, better, thank you. That'd probably be a better question ahead of time. All right. Also, there's a school board race going on in Crescent. They have 5 precincts. Lisa Graff taking on Mark Garrett over in Crescent. And a total of 4 people voted early on that one. And right now it's 4-0. Lisa Graff leading Mark Garrett. That's in the Crescent School District. Deer Creek School District in Logan County. It's just a small part here in Logan County with 8 there. Edmond Public Schools has a small part in Logan County. Parkins Tryon, a small part in Logan County as well. So probably won't go too much into those, but throughout the night, I gotta find my favorite tab. Oh, there it is, favorite. If there's any more comments coming in. Yeah, so like Ryan Cuttings. You did it all by yourself? Yeah, you did it.
All grown up.
Yeah, now you gotta hit that.
Okay.
So if you ever, oh wait, yeah. So now.
Oh, is this each precinct now?
Well, 0 of 9.
So it show.
1 of 9, 2 of 9. You got to refresh. Yeah.
I just hit that 0. Refresh? Or just up
No,
here?
I would do that
Just
and
refresh the screen.
then hit
Favorites.
favorites should be there. Yeah. Yeah, let me check the Facebook, make sure. Again, came on a little bit earlier than normal. I should have waited a little bit, but I was hoping to have a little back and forth commenting back and forth with folks. But again, these precincts, they got to drive them to the election board, and then the election board has to put it in there. And by the way, all the numbers you see tonight, not only on this election, but across the state of Oklahoma, these numbers are unofficial. They will be certified on Friday at 5 o'clock by each election board. So another option, I always like to, yeah, see, this has 15 comments, and I don't have 15 on here. I got it. Me and the comments have been fighting for a while, so, so when you go into a polling place, there's usually 3 people there, sometimes 4. But in their sign, you have an inspector who overlooks the process at each polling place. You have a registered Republican who helps work, and you have a registered Democrat who work there. So you have a Republican, a Democrat, and an inspector to make sure everything goes as it should at all these election polls. So a big thank you to all of our poll workers out there, because those are long days. They get there obviously before 7 a.m., have to stay till 7 p.m. That's a 12-hour day, obviously, and those folks do a great job. And I mentioned earlier, Logan County getting 8 new precincts, and so that's a minimum of 24 new people, so they can always use volunteers. And you can get all the information on how to do that by calling the election board at 405-282-1900. And if you want to be to help that process out, they can always use some help. And they have courses. I think now the courses are online on how to handle those. So be sure to go over there and check it out if you like. Ask Phil to lower the music. Phil, will you lower the music for me? I got it. Fancy button here. I was making it sound important.
Really? While we're live?
All right, I turn the music off. I have the music button if I have to walk away, so.
Brittany's upset that you put me in the corner.
Yeah, I did get Brittany's comment. I don't know. Maybe Ryan Cotting was blocked. Oh, did he reply to a comment? No? Cotting, you're blocked. Sorry, buddy.
No, he's not.
Oh.
I still don't.
I know. I was just teasing.
I mean, I blocked him. You didn't block him.
Well, I know my YouTube comments are coming in. Greg's coming in. I get those pretty quick, so.
Still nothing.
Still no results, so you can help me. Are you refreshing?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Cody Knox, welcome. Cody Knox helped me earlier on the audio issues. We had a little bit of hum, and we were able to work through those. Hopefully that sounds good. We got the music muted just in time for that. So, any questions, comments? A lot of back and forth on Facebook. A lot of good conversations. Of course, they kind of go off to the side sometimes, but that happens in social media world. So, by the way, we'll have a little bit of a breaking news a little bit later on following the city council meeting. There's another live stream right now, the Guthrie City Council meeting, if you want to go over there and watch that and come back here if that's what you'd like to do. But we'll have a little bit of news after the city council meeting to share with the fine folks, and you'll want to stay tuned for that. And I see Phil's comment. We'll hit the comment there. Thank you. This is me. Phil is over here. There he is. He is the behind the scenes working hard. Oh, you get a microphone.
You told me no earlier. You said I was on probation.
I didn't say you're on probation. Grab a microphone. We are awaiting results. See, I love these microphones behind us here sounds so good. I don't know if you were able to watch our discussion thing yesterday on the visitor tax, and the microphones behind us are really good. The lapels, they're okay, but they don't sound near as good. I'm really excited about those. And Phil is officially on, so ratings are going up.
It's dangerous for
I got to turn more lights on. I got to get Phil a bar stool.
Oh, I'm good. I'm behind the scenes. It's audio.
Oh, you're just audio tonight.
I'm working. It's a working setup here.
I was wondering what it'd take for Phil Nichols to work, and it's election night. That's good to know.
I feel like I've been this nervous since '94 when Jake was born.
What about tax season?
Oh, no, that's a different kind of worry. That's a whole different thing.
All right, so Phil's going to work in the background. So, Cotting, I hope you're happy. You got your wish. Let me get that light out of the window.
Oh, Ryan Cotty has a great suggestion.
Well, unless we can pull it up. Oh,
No, I'm reading it right here. I got to figure that out. Ryan says, I guess we won't be naming the new studio Sign Tech Signs of the Times Studio.
Oh,
Good, Ryan.
that is a natural.
I'll swing by tomorrow and we'll discuss numbers.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh, look right here. Look who, let's see here. Phil is really Kurt Angle. Paganas.
I wish.
That's a great walkout song, by the way. Guess we won't be naming the new studio Sign Tech. Oh, that's a free plug right there. You see what he did there?
That's why I told him I'd bring by tomorrow and we'd talk numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that number, that's $30 right there.
That's crafty is what that is. That's cagey.
That is cagey. Philip, producer, is there a...
I just refreshed, nothing new to report.
Okay, yeah. To be honest...
when I went in this morning at about, I don't know, what was it, around 10:30?
Yeah, because I was about 20 minutes behind you.
I went in, I voted at my precinct, which is, what's the name of the church, Chris?
Guthrie Christian Church.
Christian Church, right off Division. I was voter number 16. My bride took her back in the afternoon around 4. It was like 3:58. She was voter number 43. So not heavy voter activity to say the least. Now that's before after hours. A lot of people vote, between around 5:30 and maybe before like 5:15 to up to 7. But there wasn't a lot of voter activity from the morning session anyway.
Yeah, I voted probably 10:45 this morning at First Assembly of God Church, and I was number 21. And if you do, and here's some other news on polling deal. If you vote at First Assembly of God Church, that was for the noticeable future. That's the last time you would vote there, because coming in June with the primaries, we can talk about that here in a second if you'd like as well. But First Assembly will not be hosting the polling location and will be moved to the Logan County Fairgrounds. So that will change. So a lot of changes coming up before now in June, and we'll have all those articles and all that information on Guthrie News page. I know a lot of people today, not a lot of people, but a few people were going to South Point Baptist Church where they had voted before, and that precinct got moved to Guthrie Christian Church. I know some folks were confused by that, but luckily they called the election board, or called some folks called the chamber today, and were able to get directed in the right direction. So, yeah, some of the news. So, my new polling place will be at the Logan County Fairgrounds.
One thing, Chris, was interesting too. And you got to really thank all the volunteers that work in polling places. I mean, they're there 12-hour. Really, it's more like a 14-hour day by the time they get probably set up, tear down, do everything. But there were 3 outstanding volunteers at my polling place. And they said that there had been a lot of people coming in wanting to vote. They didn't live in city limits.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably a common theme in all the polling locations.
Yeah, and a lot of people were upset with that, rightfully so. And they said they do everything in Guthrie, but there has to be a boundary line somewhere, and someone's going to be cut off somewhere. Sure. I mean, you can go all the way to Piedmont if you. But so a lot of people learn that they live in the county today. no one's asked. I can't believe this hasn't asked yet, but I think the bulk of the numbers will be coming around 7:45, 8 o'clock will be the big part. I think we'll know the answer by 8:15 tonight-ish. Again, there's only 9 total precincts being in action today, so I think we'll have the numbers. Once they start coming in, they'll start rolling in. So once they start coming in, this will speed up, I promise.
Jenny, 0 of 8, it now says, not 0 of 9. We have an update.
All right. I was number 61 at First Christian at 11 a.m., says Jenny. And let me, I did a refresh because I'm going to put these numbers in the system here. You have an update? I don't.
Yes. Would you like to hear it?
I
got the percentages.
That's Adair.
Oh, well, never mind. We don't have an update.
I was like, what are favorites?
Sorry, that freaked me out a little bit.
I was wondering, why did we have
We don't
8?
have an update.
Okay,
I
yeah.
got very excited.
And we have 9 precincts. Yeah, okay. I was like,
Where'd the precinct go?
yeah. Jenny was number 61 at First, and First Christian Church is normally one of the bigger polling locations. First Christian Church and Guthrie Housing Authority are the biggest that we'll see today probably again. And I mentioned the lines, all redistricting and all that good stuff. The lines actually cross with Guthrie Christian Church and Guthrie Housing Authority in the same area. So now that will turn into one polling place, and I think the First Christian Church will get all those extra, will be the polling location for that precinct. So Guthrie Housing Authority will not be a polling location come May, and the folks at Guthrie Housing Authority take a lot of pride in hosting these, but with the lines crossing with First Christian Church boundary, however that falls. So there's going to be a lot of different polling locations here being announced in the next few weeks, months. But our next voting deal will be in June, the primaries. Some of the races that filing is next week for State Representative District 31, for example, Associate Judge, Senate Race 20, I know. There's going to be a few that I'm leaving off on the top of my head. Logan County District County Commissioner, Logan County District 1 County Commissioner, Logan County District 3 County Commissioner, County Assessor, County Treasurer will all be up this June, and those people, folks, will be filing next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if you want to run office, that's your chance to file. Everything locally will be filed at the election board if you want to run for state rep, and we know 3 people for sure. And if they haven't announced by now, they probably won't have a great shot, but we know 3 people in District 31, Harmon Guider, Colin Duell, and Logan Trainer. Chuck Hall will also be running as well. So here is Miss Jill Oakes. Good to hear, Jill. We were 2728 at the Housing Authority at 1250. I'm not sure where my mom votes. I'm not sure if she's at, she's either at the Housing Authority, or was the other one, Phil, we were thinking? Or First Christian Church. Yeah. And my mom at, my sister, who's at the Housing Authority. Okay, so my mom, I'm guessing my mom goes to First Christian Church. My sister voted at 4:30. She was number 48. And I believe she's at the Housing Authority over there on the east side. And my mom at 3 o'clock was 116 at her place.
That tracks pretty well with what we saw at our voting location, the 4 o'clock in the 40s.
Yeah.
I think First Christian Church, we were talking about this today, is probably the heaviest.
I think so.
Of all the different polling spots, but again, like you said, it's sure thank the churches and just all the facilities for allowing people to use those. Yeah,
of the 10 total precincts, of course, Seward Road Baptist Church didn't have a precinct today because there's no registered voters there, but they're all churches except for the Guthrie Housing Authority.
Yeah.
So, I'll make sure I did turn the music off. I put the music feature there, and I forgot to turn it off earlier in case we have to step away that way because there's no audio. Again, I think we'll have the results coming here in 8 or so minutes. I'll get nervous about 8 o'clock or so, then we'll do it the old-fashioned way. But hopefully the new way will work out. John, that sad voter turnout is so low, and yeah, it was predicted though. Even I always think that, oh, this would be a big turnout, but they never are. And I don't know. I like voting.
Well, I mean, it's the true greatest privilege we have, I think, to be a part of the process. But it's been that way my whole life. I mean, it's voter turnout has always been bad. I think it's gotten a little worse. And then
November came.
Yeah, and then November came, but on the national scale. And but I think locally, I agree with John. I mean, you'd love to see a huge percentage of registered voters get out and participate, but it just doesn't seem to be the case.
Still no precincts reporting. Again, the numbers you see on the bottom of your screen, those are the early voting numbers. People went and vote on Thursday and Friday. And usually, Phil, you can talk to this a little bit, usually people who vote on Thursday or early voting or absentee, also absentee balloting, I forgot to mention that one too. Honestly, I thought those numbers would be reversed. I thought it'd be 56 no and 25 percentage-wise. I thought it'd be the other way around. Typically,
the no votes get out and vote early.
Yeah.
Typically. The absentee, I think, is kind of up in the air. But no votes historically do, on these kind of issues, typically are no votes on the early voting.
And I'm glad John mentioned this. This is a great comment. John says, my parents used to take me. It was a family thing for us. And John does a lot of great things in Guthrie haunts and Renaissance Fair and a bunch of stuff downtown. He's working on some good stuff. But I made my boys go. I don't make them go every time, but I do make them go and see the process. And hopefully they remember that, like John remembers that. And I take my boys, and now as they get a little bit older, they're like, but I still make them go just to see the process.
Well, and I think, we always, and rightfully so, always are very thankful of the women and men that have served in the armed forces over the years. And to me, the greatest way to thank a veteran is to go vote.
Yeah.
I mean, I really believe that. That's the true shining star, if you will, of our country, is the ability to go vote in free elections. So, I agree. I think John's spot on. I mean, it'd be great to see better voter turnout.
That is Phil Nichols, producing the show tonight, off camera. He's got, there's the hand. He's got the computer working. He's got the notepad out as we look for the numbers to come rolling in here anytime. Chelsea, good to see you watching. Chelsea makes the comment about a bunch of people want to talk, but no one wants to be a part of change. And I think that's a good topic that has come up, Phil, because people, have said, well, nothing's changed in the last 30, 40 years. Well, the people that are, like the city manager and the staff who put a lot of work into this, getting a grant, they shouldn't be at fault for what didn't happen 20, 30, 10 years ago.
And I got to say this. I mean, I read some of the comments directed towards our city staff on social media, and it's insulting. I mean, some of the things that are said, it's not an opinion. It's just them being accused of doing everything.
Yeah.
None of which is even possible, what they're being accused of. But I think the mass majority of people understand the hard work that goes into these things.
I agree.
And understand the good work that goes into these things, and they appreciate it. And, it always seems like we talk about the very loud minority that is offended or upset about something, but what I just want people to vote. Like we talked about last night. If you're for it or against it, that's okay. Go vote.
Right.
And we have elections. the elections are counted, then we'll know what the people want. Whether we like it or not, a town our size, we're extended family. Everybody, some of us are the crazy cousins, crazy uncles, you know, or whatever you want to call it, but we're all family. And we got to find a way to exist and make our community better. And I love seeing younger people like Chelsea on here that's taking an interest, because those are the people that are going to really push change going forward. This is their time.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is their time. So it's fun to see that. We got a lot of really strong, smart, active young people, what I call young people, those people in their 20s, 30s, you know, that are really involved, that are doing great things in our community.
Yeah, and it's been really fun watching Guthrie. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I see it all the time, but Guthrie continuing to get better. I would have never ever thought of a Starbucks being in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Awesome.
But it's also, you know, along that stuff. I mean, you moved here 20 years ago, Phil, and you talked about just the businesses at 35 and 33. How that popped up.
The sheer change. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of change in the last 20. I guess it's been 22 years now, or right at 22 years. 20 years. It's been 2000, I guess. So
It'd be 22 years in May.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I can pull out any time of the day on the division and just whip it right out and head home.
Yes.
Now you're like in a real town. You got to sit and wait and wait and wait. And
Pulling out at the Sonic. Pulling out the Sonic. I feel like I'm in New York City.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's just a really cool thing to see. You know, and I'm not shy about this. I don't want Guthrie to be a massive community. I want Guthrie to be a progressive, you know, cool town, and I think we are a cool town. I just think we got to add other things along the way.
And there's some people like Guthrie hasn't changed. You know, the population was 10,000 and 18, whatever, and that's still the same. You know, I kind of like that. But I think the numbers are increasing with the number of houses that will be built over the next decade or so. I can think of about 1,000 rooftops if everything goes as planned in the city limits, whether that be Seward and Coltrane, Mission Hills 2, Pine and University, there Pine and Hillcrest, a lot of houses being built up. And so, you know, and you see the schools in the city working together, you know, as best they can together with new parks, splash pads, new schools. I mean, Cotterell's going to be coming in 2025-ish. Charter Oak's new. Banner Park was a great project. And then one of the grant that actually, the city of Guthrie, the grant that they won, Land and Water Conservation Grant, to help the $1 million grant to help start the sports complex, was the same type of grant that the city of Guthrie won to do all the upgrades to Mineral Wells Park. So whoever's writing these grants, I know Leroy's working, our city manager works really hard at that, and they've won 2 huge grants. I think the Mineral Wells grant was almost $500,000, and of course the sports complex is $1 million. So that's, I mean, you always talk about we need grants. Well, the city of Guthrie's knocking it out. Yeah.
Well, I think, you know, it's a credit to the entire staff, but a lot of this great stuff we've seen has been under what I think has been one of the best city councils we've had in years. They work hard. Doesn't mean I agree with everything they do all the time, but
sure.
They work very, very hard, and they're very thoughtful in the process. And I think our city manager, I think Leroy's done a fabulous job as city manager in Guthrie. He's done a great job. And again, nobody's ever going to be 100% happy with everything.
Sure.
At the end of the day, boy, they're working hard and doing great things. Tenny and his crew do a great job. We're just very fortunate to have the people that we have. And I think that, you know, the good work's going on at the chamber with Brittany, and we have 325 members.
Meridian Tech built a campus
Facility here. I mean, all the restaurants. We always say we don't have a place to eat. Well, that's, I guess, okay. I don't know if there's ever enough.
Right.
Everybody likes variety, and we have a good variety. But our restaurant owners here in town produce a great product, and it's good quality food, and it's, you know, and they just do a great job. And, you know, we talk about John and Guthrie Honks and what they've done out there, and there's just
BCW Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Just all the cool things, Logan County Fairgrounds and everything they do in our community. I mean, we're very, very, very lucky.
I think John summed up pretty well. I'm going to share it here in a second, Phil. But, we were talking about we love Guthrie being 10,000, 12,000, and it might be 15,000 in 10 years. Who knows? Edmond traffic, I don't want 100,000 population. He's talking about the street lights. I think, John, I never thought of it this way. This is perfect. John says, I like to see the tourists come and then leave on Monday.
Yeah.
That's
we
pretty good.
Them.
Yeah.
We just love them to come back the following weekend. Yeah. No,
If you're just tuning in, a lot of people are just tuning in. We are awaiting the numbers. The numbers you see are absentee balloting and early ballot numbers. Right now, the measure is passing 69% to 30%, roughly there. Simple majority here wins it. 50% plus one vote is the winner. Don't get that confused with school bond elections. Those are super majority, which is 60%. But here, for this to pass, it just has to hit that 50%, 50.1, if you will. 50% plus one vote is the number for either side here tonight. And again, once these numbers start rolling in, the polls close at 7 o'clock, and then they got to drive from all these churches. Harmony Church might be the furthest out, maybe the Hispanic Baptist Church down in off of Sooner Road in Edmond. Those are the two longest drives. But then they take it to the election board. The election board puts it into the system, and then we relay that information here. Hopefully everything is going right. And the easy way, which is this way, if not, then I get on the phone and no updates yet. I have to bother people. So I think they'll start rolling in here in the next few minutes, and I think we'll have an answer before 8:30. I'm guessing
I'm going to say by 8:17.
8:17, okay. That's Phil producing. I got a couple beverages here I want to get real quick.
Oh boy.
I've not had dinner yet. Had to go to city council meetings going right now, actually.
You had a healthy lunch.
I did. Oh, that's right. I had a healthy lunch.
Thank you, Mr. Chappell.
Yes. Thanks for lunch. It was
very generous.
Oh, I forgot. No one messaged you in the time. Thank you.
We saved it for the show.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chappell.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out my fellow Jayhawk lover, Jeff Ball.
Yeah, I saw the comment. I didn't know if I meant
what he's referring to.
Yeah,
Jeff.
missed that.
I apologize for that, but how about them Jayhawks, Jeff Ball?
Of course, North Carolina's best player was hurt, so I mean he. Oh, thank you, Miss Shirley.
4 of 9 are in. 4 of 9 are in.
Oh, okay. Let's refresh here.
You want the percentages?
Let me enter these in here real quick. So we got. I'm going to change this to a 4. I'm going to take this off so it doesn't look confusing to our folks. Lower third off. Lower third off. It's not going to go off. Okay, you'll see it as I type it in here, I think. So we have 4 in. And you surprised by these numbers, Phil?
We talked about this when we came on. It's right about where I thought it would be.
Okay. Those are the numbers. Let it cycle through. Yes. Those are the numbers up to this point right now. 4 out of 9 precincts reporting. And did I put that in wrong? I put that in wrong. I apologize. Let me fix that real quick.
Call that a teaser.
We call that a teaser. I have on my sheet no, yes. Yeah. They have yes, no.
You just give a few people heart attacks.
I did, yeah.
People cheer.
Yeah, more people are going to be following now. So my graphs are opposite of what they should be. Yeah. So I went alphabetical order. I put no first, yes second.
Yeah.
I guess the political thing was yes, no. I don't know.
Yeah, it should have been yes, no.
Oh, well, let's go to the graphic that I built today. Those are the current numbers. 4 of 9, we got 5 precincts left.
Total votes at 370, Chris, counting early and absentee.
We talked about...
I'm going to be off.
Yeah, we put the over-under at 400. I took the over, you took the under.
I did.
And with the numbers I was hearing today from people, I thought it was going to be well disappointed. I thought you were going to get that.
Yeah, so that's I think it's going to, voter turnout's going to be better than what we thought, which is good.
Randy, Randy Lachey, he's been hard against it. He's been on all those social media platforms. Phil, you'll like this.
Oh, I
He
see.
said, almost restored my faith in humanity. That's pretty funny, Randy. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I want to say this. I think, and I know we've talked about this, but whether you're a yes or you're a no, tomorrow's a new day.
Yep.
And, we all live in our community or in the area. I know Randy doesn't live in the city limits of Guthrie, but very active.
You still have an opinion on the matter. I mean, we have opinions on what happens in other states. And
everybody has a right to their opinion. And,
absolutely.
And, the election's not over.
No, not by any means.
So, and whatever it is, it is.
Right.
Oh, Jeff Ball says Chris needs a director of operations for the signs of town.
You can't say it.
Like what?
Has Cotting paid for that spot yet?
He just sent me a Venmo.
Yeah, Sign Tech.
My personal Venmo.
Oh, personal.
Yeah,
oh.
So we'll have to talk about it financially.
Greg Gibson earlier said, well, we get to watch the violations, traffic violations
Yeah.
in the background.
Now, I would think, do you think it'll be about the same amount before we get the final? I think we'll get the final 5 at the next update, don't you?
It just depends on if they're waiting for all the other ones to come in. I'm going to guess the next one will be 7 of 9, and then 9 of 9. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Do you have any way of knowing what precincts are in?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I could find out. I'm certain you can almost guarantee, like the Housing Authority, First Christian Church, the ones that are First Assembly of God, the ones that are in town, who have the shortest drive to election board office, those numbers are probably in. And with that amount of voters, 370 votes, I would certainly think First Christian Church and the Housing Authority.
6 of 9 are in.
6 of 9. I was off one. I thought it was going to be 7.
The no's are climbing.
I got to remember to put it in right this time. And I just lost my part here. 6 of 9. Scroll here. All right, I see what you see, Phil. Let's go ahead and put these into the system. 6 of 9 are in.
Yep.
No votes. I got to make sure I do this right. 182 for no, and for the yes votes, it's now 259. And those should populate here in just a second. There's a no. The yes is yet to, there it is. So right now, the yes has it at 58.73%. 6 of 9 precincts are in. The last 3 are awaiting. So those are, make sure those numbers are right. Make sure all my graphics are working. I worked hard on these graphics today, but it does look like they are working.
Kathy Hayes said that she voted today at 610, and she was voter number 190 at First Christian Church.
190 at First Christian Church.
And it looks like, of course, you don't know if First Christian was in that big run early.
I would think with those numbers, I think they're in.
Yeah.
I know Tanya asked that question, what precincts are in. By the way, Tanya, I don't have those numbers right now, but I will have those numbers after the election, probably for an article on Guthrie News page, so you can kind of tell what each precinct voted. And I don't have those, but I will have those afterwards. Phil, I know you're not on YouTube, but your wife.
Oh.
Thank you, Miss Tanya, for watching on YouTube.
Well, and Kathy, I want to correct this. Kathy, I apologize. I forget you guys have a home out in the country. She said she didn't vote today. She just stopped by there. She doesn't live in the city. I want to give everybody clarity on that. Kathy, thank you for that. I'm getting of an advanced age. I don't remember things.
Well, do you remember this, Phil? Last night, Tanya said at the half, I told Phil they would come back and win, and they did.
What? Why did you put that up?
Because it's YouTube, and
I may or may not have thrown a small fit last night when KU was down by 16.
Biggest comeback ever in the championship game.
There may have been a lot of emotion last night. All right.
Randy Lachey, that's over 400. The remaining votes might not change results. Randy, again, I was thinking just over 400, so 441 is a pretty good
number.
Pretty good number. Again, usually when there's people, you have a good turnout, but just one ballot question, one ballot on there, it's a pretty good turnout, which is great. I wish. This is a success for the number of people. I know the percentages won't turn out with the number of registered voters, but over 400, maybe you can get to 500. We'll see if these 3 precincts come in.
This all depends on what precincts they are, obviously, but man, there is a chance. That would be good. Boy, it'd be nice if we could get at least, in a perfect world, I've always thought if at least 50% of the registered voters voted in every election, I would think that was a success. I don't think that's ever happened at a local level, but that would be nice to see.
Thank you for the compliment, Tanya, on the graphics. And in June, it'll be the same template, but we'll have the pictures of the folks where it says no and yes, and try to make that look good as possible. So I made these graphics probably a year ago, or maybe 6 months ago, probably, waiting for this day to use it. And it's kind of weird, but everyone has their weird things, I guess.
Well, not me.
Oh, well, of course not you.
Let's see here. We still are 6 of 9 reporting, Chris.
All right. So just to knock it down just a little detailed here, absentee mail, yes, was 28-8 against. Early voting, 29 people voted yes, 17 people voted no. So 46 people voted by early voting, and 35 people did it by absentee mail.
Kathy, thank you. That's a kind comment. Thanks to both of us for doing this. Huge benefit to the community. Chris is very young and very nice.
Oh, my.
I'm just carry his bags. We refer to it as the, what is it, Chris? The second banana.
Second banana.
Second banana.
That's got a good ring to it.
We
might have to make an announcement on that soon.
Yeah, big announcement.
Yeah. Gina, good to see Gina on here. Gina always involved in local and statewide races and events, always informative. I think the online discussions were the hype and fuel behind moving people to go vote. It's good to see these numbers, and Gina watches all these closely as well. But yeah, it's I think it got a lot of social media play back and forth, and like anything else, social media kind of gets people going in both directions. And I think I totally agree with Gina. I think that's a big reason why we had a great voter turnout. Hopefully, I'm waiting to see if we can get 500. That's the goal.
Something just happened.
Precincts or?
I don't know. Something more important than that. You know how we always joke about who's going to take the mantle for Jeff Chappell with orneriness?
Right.
I think we have a clear leader in the clubhouse. J.D. Chappell. Let's count the rest of the votes tomorrow morning. It's getting late.
Jaden, turn off the cable TV shows.
Oh, Jaden. Oh, boy. Jeff Ball just replied to my wife wanting to know if we had named the studio yet, and Jeff said, sign text signs of the Time Studio. So it looks like catch it on.
We're going to need signs so I remember how to describe that.
Awesome. Still 6 of 9, Chris.
All right, we are waiting those 3. I would certainly think we are waiting on Harmony Community Church to come in. I would think we're waiting on Hispanic Baptist Church to come in. If I had to pick one more, let's see here. I would go Harmony, Hispanic. Not sure. Again, there are 10 total precincts. Only 9. Seward Road Baptist Church did not have registered voters in that group, so they did not have to go there. Greg Gibson, yes, Jayhawks won at 72-69. North Carolina had a chance with 4 seconds to hit the three-pointer to go into overtime, but it was short, and Big 12 and
Phil.
Jayhawks.
Phil won. We ever gonna talk about that?
No, it's time to move on that one.
Always is when that's the outcome. Oh, Jaden.
Oh, I have an application error. Hopefully that.
I did too, a few minutes ago.
And then it came back?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Ms. Tucker said she voted at 6:15 at Harmony, and they were 19 and 20.
49 votes? Or 39?
19 and 20. They were 19
Oh,
and
wow, 20, okay.
Yeah.
So
John, I don't know who won the NIT. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but
I couldn't tell you either.
I just don't,
The not invited tournament,
yeah.
or the not important
8
tournament.
of 9 are in.
All right.
8 of 9 are in.
Let me,
And hey, the total vote count's gonna make everybody happy.
good. Well, Phil, I think you're probably going to have to, hold on one second. I think you're going to have to tell me my computer is not like it. So we have, not yet. We have 8 of 9.
8 of 9 are in.
All right. And let's do this with the number of no votes.
No votes, 275.
Are you sure that's right?
I am correct.
Okay. All right. And the yes votes?
445.
That's a big, big jump.
720.
720
20
votes.
Yep.
Wow.
That's great.
What a,
That's really good.
again, the numbers, by the time you do registered voters divided by actual voters, it's not going to be pretty. I mean, I think like 10 or 11% was like outstanding, and I'm sure once we figure all the numbers and all that good stuff, it might not be there, but still it's a great, great turnout. So now we await one precinct. So the yes right now leads at 61.81%, as you see there on your screen. And boy, I'm glad your computer's working, Phil, because mine is.
Superior machine.
Well, maybe because I guess
88.89% of the vote in. Yes, it's 61.8%. No, 38.1%. John.
Actually, Tanya, I apologize. I do have precinct numbers in. If you want to know what your precinct is, let me know. I can tell you real quick. Actually, don't worry about it. I'll go over here real quick. I think it's going to be in order. So, at Harmony Community Church, there were 31 plus 14. That would be 45 votes. At Lakeview Baptist Church, 75 people voted. Precinct 204 is Guthrie Housing Authority. Guthrie Housing Authority, again, that's number 204. 75 plus 28 is 103 people at Guthrie Housing Authority. Guthrie Christian Church, that's where you vote, Phil.
Yep.
87 plus 5 is 92. 132 people voted at Guthrie Christian Church. 06, the Hispanic Baptist Church, 0 people. I'm just telling you, that's a long day for those people out there to sit and no one shows up and votes. That's frustrating. But
Yeah,
that's
9 of 9, Chris.
okay, let me get this in here real quick. 305 Generations Church had 113 people vote today. 306. Well, maybe that's the one we're waiting on. Maybe we're waiting on the Hispanic Church. So that could be. So that could be
the
it.
result because nothing changed.
Nothing changed. Okay. Noble Avenue Baptist Church, precinct 306. 78 people voted at Noble Avenue Baptist Church. First Christian Church, once again, the largest turns out again. There were 241 plus 77. What's that quick math, Phil?
What was it? I'm sorry.
241 plus 77.
That'd be 312, is that right?
8. No, it has to be in an 8. 248 plus 70.
248.
248 plus 70.
Oh, I'm sorry. Plus 70. 318.
318. And then at First Assembly, we've got my polling location for the final time. 99 plus 32 is 131. So let's get these numbers in here officially. It is 8:07. We thought it would be between 8 and 8:15, and that's exactly what is going to happen here. Let me refresh the page. And we like to get double sources on everything here. So Logan. And here are the final numbers, and it is going to be official. 9 of 9 precincts are reporting. Make sure my graphic updates here. 9 of 9, make it official. We'll go to the graphic. Those are the official numbers. Of course, these are, I should say official. These are unofficial. Logan County Election Board will meet we'll meet on Friday. They will certify the vote to make it official. So these are unofficial numbers. They got to make sure everything went well, all that good stuff. But the lodging tax increase within inside the city limits does pass with nearly 62% of the votes. And so there you have, those are the numbers. And before we get out of here, I thought, for the most part, both sides were professional. I thought there was great dialogue on both sides, and you know, there was ads, there were mailers, there were signs, there was back and forth discussion on social media, also coffee groups and lunch groups and all that good stuff. So now there's a funding source for the youth facilities, and now the people around the youth need to rally behind this and start building a better future for the youth facilities.
Yeah, and I think, you know, to your point, I mean, I know there were people very passionate about both sides, and I appreciate both sides. I mean, that's what makes it a beautiful thing and a great country that we live in, the greatest country in the world, is that you can have debate and disagreements and move forward in a positive way. So I want to encourage everybody to get out, support all the local businesses in Guthrie, do the things that we already do it even more, you know, try to do everything you can to help them.
Randy, I'm so glad. Randy, thank you. I did this and I totally forgot.
What's that, check mark?
Yes. Hold on, Randy. I worked on it. It was just one button. I had to get it on there. Check mark.
Okay.
Randy's watched a few of these election shows as well, so yeah, I totally forgot. Thanks, Randy. Let's get to some of the comments here real quick. I think we can pull that up here as well as we exit. We don't want to take everyone's night. Let's see here. Got to put Randy's comment on there because thank you for reminding me, Randy's. Oops, not music, comments. Hereby predicts the yes have it check mark beside the votes. Thank you, Randy. I would have been I literally would have woke up at 2 o'clock this morning and been upset that I forgot the check mark. So, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mike Simpson, says great turnout. Absolutely. Karen Privet, voting precincts are going to change after today. Yes, we spoke about that. Where I vote at First Assembly of God Church will now be at the Logan County Fairgrounds. We'll have all the information as they come in. What precinct is that? If you can let me know what precinct you're looking for, I can let you know that as well. Dr. Simpson would have won by a supermajority. Of course, that sounds like a superintendent talking about a supermajority.
That's their world.
Yeah, that's their world. Yeah, school elections, school bonds, they have to have a supermajority, which is 60% or more. So I guess you can call it a majority win. Here. It's cool. Next, we should vote on users to pay gas. Not sure, but Brandy Hamilton, she's a traveling softball mom. She says yay. Miss Wilder, she's all over the place watching baseball as well with her grandkids. Kathy Hayes, here's a little plug for your page there. Guthrie Review page was right. Gina says, were where there are debates, there's participation and active community involvement. Let's go ahead and picture in picture. There we go. We can get all that on there. David Ball. Always good to see David Ball when we get to see him with his new job. Got to see him over the weekend. Good to see him. Thank you, Chris, everyone that helped get this passed. Greg Gibson on YouTube, one of my few people there on YouTube. Says, great job, fellas. I don't even know, Mr. Williams, former Logan County deputy, he's gotten so many promotions at Cleveland County. I know he's like one of the big top dogs, but he's gotten so many promotions, I can't remember which one he has. So thank you, good to see you. And the one precinct with the one with 0 votes. Okay, I think if I remember right, that was the Hispanic. I just want to confirm that. Yeah, precinct 206. Hopefully, no one had to sit there all day, but yeah, no votes were at the Hispanic Baptist Church, and I can kind of confirm that. I got to write an article here in a little bit, but anyway, those are the official numbers. Unofficial numbers. Unofficial numbers. Logan County Election Board will have to certify those on Friday.
Under sheriff.
Under sheriff, yes, I knew.
Thank you, Chief.
By the way, that's the one just below the sheriff. So,
right.
I mean,
hence the name under.
Yeah, yeah, he's got I'm seriously like 4 or 5 promotions. He's big time. Does a great job. All right, I think it's time to exit out of here. Got some stuff. Is the city council meeting over with?
Let me check.
Can you check that?
Yeah, let me check for you.
I think we can take the lower third off. You know what? I'll probably wait to make sure, because maybe. Okay, Shonda Joe, she says it's over. Was there an announcement, Shonda, without having to go back and watch? We'll go ahead and tell you. The people who are staying with us, I feel like I should tell you first, so before I put it into an article, push notification. Shonda, if you're on YouTube, Shonda, you would already have this, you would already heard it. A shorter delay there, but if not, I'll pass the information along here in a little bit. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and it will be a busy filing period for county offices and statewide offices. Filing period are Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. And then after Friday, after 5 o'clock, we'll know who the candidates are in county races, statewide races, and all that good stuff. And then it will be a very, very busy political season, and we'll have I think we'll have a lot of interviews and forums and all that good stuff coming up here up until June. So thank you for everybody for tuning in. Hope you have a great Tuesday night, and look forward to seeing you guys in June for the next election.